So here we are inside the C2Direct software as a service web app, and the first thing you get is visibility on your group-wide balances. So I can see my total balance position, I can see my cash position, I can see my debt positions, and I can see my facilities position. These three elements essentially make up your total position, and on interviews with treasurers, it turns out that getting visibility on these components is extremely important for a treasurer's daily workflow. As I scroll down, I can see further breakdowns of my cash positions, my debt positions, and my facilities positions. For instance, within my debt positions, I can see that of the 10.19 million in debt that I have, the majority is overdrafts and a small portion is on loans. So there we have it, an overall view of group-wide balance positions along with the trend analysis on how this has changed over time. Say that I'm the group treasurer, and within my group I've got 6 subsidiary companies. When I click on company balances, I can also see the individual balances of the 6 subsidiaries within my organization. So I can see Braun LLC, Turner Group, Howell Boat, and I can see the amounts within them. Say if I want to deep dive into Braun LLC's balance, I can double tap on it over here, and I can see, for instance, which banking partners Braun LLC works with. I can see what the account names are for the accounts that Braun LLC holds its balance in. I can then see a breakdown of Braun LLC's balances into its cash, debt, and facilities positions, and as mentioned, this categorization is incredibly important for treasurers. And I can also see all of the recent transactions as conducted by this specific company. Now, if I want to see my global group balance broken up by banks, I can click on bank balances here, and I can see all of the different banks that this group works with, as well as what the funds are within these banks. So for instance, if I double tap onto Bank of America, I can see all of the different accounts that I hold with Bank of America. I can see who the relationship manager is. I can see a cash, debt, and facilities breakdown of my funds at Bank of America, and I can see all of the recent transactions associated with Bank of America. Similarly, I can get the exact same thing for currency, so I can see my global group balance as broken up by currency, so GBP, USD, Euro. I can also see perhaps how my group balance is segregated according to countries of operation. So I can see United Kingdom, I can see all of the banks within the UK that I work with, so HSBC, Lloyds. I can see a breakdown over here, and I can see all of the transactions within this country of operation. So that is the first tab in C2Direct, which gives you balance visibility. As mentioned, this visibility is incredibly important for treasurers, and this entire interface sidesteps the need for manually logging in to numerous online banks. The second main feature of C2Direct is visibility on individual financial instruments. So if I don't want to just see a high-level balance, if I want to see the individual instruments, for instance, my cash instruments or my debt instruments, I can analyze and I can view both of these. For instance, let's look at deposits. I can see how my deposits are broken up by bank, and I can filter it by other categories. If I want to view the individual deposits, I can click on view all positions, and I get a list of all of those deposits along with some important details over here. I can add new deposits to the mix. For instance, I can save deposits, and I can continuously monitor and track my individual financial positions. So I can see the same thing for loans, I can filter, I can see the same thing for overdrafts, and so on and so forth. Apart from having a financial instruments manager, the C2Direct web app also lets you maintain reports and print out reports. So for a treasurer, presenting to other stakeholders is quite important. So if there's a need to ever create a quick report on loans or on deposits, you can quickly get a filtered and customized report on the same. So yeah. Lastly, the administration and configuration tab allows you to establish new connections to new banks. And this is really the game-changing part that leverages open banking technology. So usually a TMS like this takes months to deploy, as the individual connections required with banks take a lot of time to establish. However, C2Direct leverages open banking technology, and a connection is made within seconds. So for instance, I learned that there's a 3-step simple process for establishing a new banking connection. This brings down the Yodlee API, which is what C2Direct integrates with. If I bank with Metro Bank and I want to add them to C2Direct, I type that in over here. I choose Metro Bank Retail or Business Corporate. I log in to my Metro Bank account. I select my accounts over here. You're done. And Metro Bank has now been added as a new connection. So all of the funds in these tabs will now reflect the new connection that has been made. The C2Direct web app also has an onboarding experience for users that are coming onto the software for the very first time. For instance, when you click on the Try Now button on the website, you come to an onboarding experience which says that as a company, C2Direct wants you to be 100% sure about the CMS before the user decides to sign up. There's a video that explains the features and benefits and use cases around which this product has been built. A user also learns that there is a demo that he or she can play with to understand the TMS's capabilities in greater detail. Once you begin the demo, you load onto the software, and there are also tooltips that appear automatically to explain the navigation and the primary functionality of the web app. So really a lot has been thought out in terms of creating this software. To build out the functionality of the C2Direct web app, we were in continuous conversation with actual treasurers at large organizations, and there were about 5 treasurers that we leaned on as our primary data sample. Continuous conversation with them revealed insights as to what functionality C2Direct required. We also conducted competitor analysis to see what other features other competitors were offering. We also built out all of the wireframes before beginning to even start with the UI. There were in total about over 150 wireframes done. So from the tooltips to the main web app to all of the different financial instruments like bonds and guarantee agreements, everything was nailed down before the UI design process even began. So I hope that paints a clear picture on C2Direct and what its capabilities are. If you have any questions whatsoever, for instance, people have been asking me what I think will be the impact of open banking technology on new fintech product design and UX, then feel free to drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you, but in the meantime, thank you for watching this video, and peace and love.